Our pedal boards have evolved from a functional necessity into almost an extension of our personalities. They become less of a place to organize our sonic palettes and more of a pedestal upon which to place our shiny new acquisitions, so they can be posted on Instagram to the echoes of other guitar players commenting, "Dang, that's a sweet board." Now, I love an organic, free-range, artisanal pedal board as much as the next vegan. But today, we're talking about the OG pedal board company, Pedaltrain. Hello fellow guitar geeks, my name's Andy, and in this video we're going to talk about the new updates to the Pedaltrain ranges of pedal boards. I'm going to show you the differences between the different models, we're going to build a pedal board, and I'll show you how to attach a power supply, and I'm going to take a look at the accessories that you can use to mod and decorate your board. But before we do that, here are facts about Pedaltrain you might not know. Pedaltrain was the innovator of the now famous aluminium lightweight rail system pedal board. It seems so obvious now and so standard, but before Pedaltrain there was just homemade wooden pedal boards DIY style or huge expensive wrecks. Pedaltrain boards are made of aircraft grade aluminium, meaning they're extremely lightweight but virtually indestructible, as demonstrated in this photo. This is probably my favourite one. The name Pedaltrain comes from a series of connected pedals being on two rails, a la a pedal train. So it's time to bring out the boards and compare them, and somewhere in this video I'll build a board and add the power supply as I mentioned. Before I do that, I want to say thank you to Face Distribution for sending me a literal pallet of Pedaltrain pedal boards, which has been occupying my garage for quite some time. So here are the boards, and we'll start off with the small ones and then we'll grow through the range. Here it is in the little case. Look at that little bag, and that is a pedal board. It's the smallest pedal board that Pedaltrain do, the Nano, and the measurements are on screen now, but if we take some pedals I can show you exactly how big it is through the medium of real world by showing you the size of pedals compared to the board. At this point I want to say that every Pedaltrain board comes with at least a soft case, meaning that you cannot buy a Pedaltrain board on its own. You can only buy them including at least a soft case. And I say at least because they can also include a hard case or a tour case, which is the top of the range security option, which we'll go into because I've got one in here, or maybe a few in here somewhere. Let's also talk about the fact that each Pedaltrain comes with, as Pedaltrain describe it, a generous amount of hook, loop, Velcro, hook and loop tape. So it's not just enough to fill the pedal board. There's enough to fill the pedal board plus more, which I think is really cool because, of course, even though the hook loop Velcro is super strong and the best way, I would say, the accepted standard way of attaching pedals to a board, sometimes you need to add more, and sometimes you need to take pedals away, add new pedals, you need more of the sticky stuff, and of course you get lots. Also included in this little baggie is a shoulder strap and cable ties for tying up your power cables underneath. So that is the Nano, the smallest board. I'll grab some pedals. I've got the MD200, which fits on there nicely. Then we've got, let's go for the TS10, which also fits there nicely. What else we've got up here? We've got the American Geek, and one could also fit in a little micro pedal. Have I got a micro pedal somewhere? So even though measurements are important, I guess the most important part is how many pedals can you fit on there? And the answer is that many. So that's kind of a standard Boss compact. In fact, I have a standard Boss compact here, or one that could be one. So if you had that, you could arrange probably 4 or 5 different Boss pedals, or standard sized pedals, and that's how big it is. That, in fact, that's not a bad board setup. That's a pretty good pedal board right there. Also, if we have a look underneath, The Nano series is flat, but it's got space underneath to put a power supply. I'm not sure exactly which power supplies, but that is... where's the power supply that I use? This is one of the power supplies I use. It's a battery-powered one, so you recharge it and then put it on your pedal board. So it doesn't actually need a mains power supply. It's fully portable. I can put it under the board like so, and it will fit there if I oppose to Velcro. I've got this dual lock on at the moment, like so. And then there's enough space under the Nano boards to fit a power supply. It doesn't fit a larger power supply. So this is another one that I use, the 𝗕𝗢𝗔𝗥𝗡 DC Factory. That is too big to place under the board. Just simply don't fit. So if you want to use something that's slightly bigger, you have to go up to the Pedaltrain series. But first, let's talk about the Nano Plus and the Nano Max. Again, soft case, or SC, as denoted on the model name. So SC stands for soft case, HC stands for hard case, and FC stands for flat case? Let's find out. Anyway, this is the Nano Plus. So again, you've got the Velcro and the cable ties and the shoulder strap, some silica gel, and the board itself. Let's compare that to the Nano. Where do I put that one? There's the Nano compared to the Nano Plus. Ugh. Nano Plus. That's the size difference. So you've got space for like one more pedal, or maybe two if they're micro pedals. So that's our Nano just there, and I can move these pedals down to the Nano Plus, and I can add an MXR distortion, or I could get rid of the Mini and stick on the Rat as well. And then I've got, again, a pretty decent pedal board. And if that's not big enough, you need to go Nano MAX, which I've already unpacked because it's mine, but I've lost it. And, oh, there it is. So there is the Nano MAX. So we've got Nano Plus, and I can move these down now to the Nano Max. And this is where it gets interesting because it's so big, I can stick the power supply on top if I wanted to. And I've still got a pretty sizable board. This is in fact my board, but not this one. This is the board that I take to trade shows, and I took it to the Italian Guitar Show recently. That is the Nano MAX, and on here I've got, well, my Polytune should go just there. Let's just pop that there for a second. Stick. Polytune, space for another board, another pedal, then the Big Muff Pi op amp, then the Angry Rhubarb, the 𝗕𝗢𝗙𝗢𝗔𝗥 Ratsbane, the Tumnus from 𝗕𝗢𝗙𝗢𝗙, the ACS1 from Walrus Audio, all running into my Zoom H6 recorder. So that's what I use when I go to trade shows, and I think that's a pretty versatile setup. Also, my power supply is underneath. Now I've ripped out all the cables because I've been messing with the board to make a few videos, but generally speaking, that's the board that I use the most. However, I'm thinking of going less long and more deep, so more square rather than long and thin. That means we have to move up the range to the next size. The next size is the Metro series. So I've got the Metro 16, the Metro 20, then comes the Metro 24, which I don't have, and I'll explain why in a moment. And then we have the Mac Daddy Metro Max. Let's crack them open. Now this one is also in the same soft case as the Nano series was. So each bag is the same design. We've got these two hard-wearing plastic, or kind of rubbery plastic, bendy plastic feet. We've got a pocket on the side or on the top, depending on how you look at it. And then a nice little handle. So that's a soft handle for carrying. And the piece that Pedaltrain are really proud of is the zips. These are SBS zips. And they put a lot of work into, is it SBS? Yeah, I did get it right. They put a lot of work into using good zipping systems. And the reason you need a good zipping system is because that's a custom bag for your pedal board. And if you end up with a pedal board bag that doesn't function anymore, or a bad pedal board bag, when you're going on and off stage and you need to, you know, get that out as quick as you can, it's got to be a good quality zip. And I think Pedaltrain have made the right move here. I did say you can't buy boards without the bags, but you can buy bags without the boards. just so you know. But the zips are super silky smooth, as they should be. And if we crack it open, you'll see that inside is the same kit with the shoulder strap and the hook loop and the cable ties. Then in here is a board very similar to the Nano, but now we're talking 3 rails. The Metro 16 is not quite the same width as the Nano, the original one I showed you in the video. It's a little bit wider, but as we've got 3 rails, we've got space for more pedals. In fact, now I'm going to bring in my HX stump, and I'm going to put that one there, so I can place that like so. Move that over just a little bit. And we've got space. Where's my tuner? Down here. And we've got space for a tuner down there. A little bit more. So if I take the HX stump off, we've also got space for the power supply and the 𝗕𝗢𝗙𝗢𝗔𝗥𝗡, the FZ2, my little baby. And in fact, because that's squarish, that could go there. There. Again, pretty good pedal board. So the Nano series and the Metro series are extremely similar. The models are almost the same width, almost, but they've got 3 rails. They're flat as well, so fitting a power supply underneath the Metro series is only really possible if you have a super flat power supply, of which the DC factory is not. But again, my battery powered one, this one, which is that thick, so not very thick at all, that one goes under there nicely. There, so that fits in there great. And I guess you've got space for something else in there. Let's take a look at the next one, which is the Metro 20, which is slightly different, and you'll see why. Now, the Metro 20 doesn't say 20S... hang on, upside down. The Metro 20 doesn't say Metro 20 SC, it says HC. Because in this one, we've got a hard case. And they call it the hard case because it's really hard to get out of the box. Right, there it is. This is the hard case Metro 20. Whew. There, right. Opening it up, inside is again the very famous hook loop and cable ties, and the board in some bubble wrap. Smells new. So this one has, again, 3 rails. The Metro series has 3 rails. It's just a little bit wider. So again, we can fit more pedals on there. I'm not going to put pedals on there because you can see how much wider if I show you the Metro 16, which is just there. So there's the Metro 16 and there's the Metro 20. You know, so you should be able to fit like maybe 2 more pedals on there. I think the Metro 20 is a brilliant sized board, and I think you can fit can you fit a Crybaby on there? Let's have a look. No, not quite. Okay, you can't quite fit a Crybaby on the Metro 20. I mean, you could, but it's overhanging and it wouldn't fit in the bag. No, it wouldn't fit in the box either, I should say. But yeah. Crybabies you can either put on the floor next to the board, or you need a bigger board. Speaking of bigger, let's have a look. No, let's talk about the hard case. So the hard case is, don't drop it. The hard case is quite light on its own. It's not meant for touring, so it's not a touring board. It is a hard case. So you've got, have you got the strap? No, no strap for this. So it's just handle only. It would withstand a little bit of gigging, like put it in the back of a bus or in the back of a car, and regular gigging, but it is not something you want to take on an aeroplane. So a little bit closer, some quality hinges, pretty standard plastic handle, and standard locking. Are they locking? Yeah, they are locking. So you can lock it should you ever want to not ever be able to access your pedals ever again. That's the Metro 20. Let's move on to the Metro MAX. This is the Metro MAX SC, meaning we've got another soft case on the job. And regarding whether you want a soft case or a hard case, the soft case is pretty strong, but you wouldn't want to put anything down on it because it would not secure the pedals inside. However, if you want something that's super portable and you're carrying it with you on like public transport or something, I would go for the soft case every time. The hard case only if I was definitely using it like in the back of a car, or I was traveling myself with my own transport to a gig. That's quite a sizable pocket on there. You could fit your Crybaby in there if you wanted to, or an expression pedal. Right, what's this? The Metro Max. Very rippy Velcro. Same SBS zips. Strap, hook loop love. And the pedal board itself, which again is a 3-rail, as all the Metros are. And this one's even longer, so more space for even more pedals. To compare that to the Metro 20, that's the Max, that's the Metro 20. So it's like, I don't know, a third bigger? Now we're getting into almost silly size pedal boards. In the bag, that works really well, but that's not something I can hold up rather athletically. Again, to show the size, there's the Boss pedal. So we're looking at 1, 2, a lot of Boss pedals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you can also take it that way because you've got 3 rails. So we're talking a lot of pedals there. If the Metro Max is still not enough, or it's too long and not deep enough, we need to move up to the next series. Right, now we've moved up to the Classic series, which is based on, as you might imagine, the original Pedaltrain boards, the ones that started it all. This one is the Classic Junior. So again, we're in a soft case, and I should mention that everything from this board upwards in size is only available in soft case, which is this, or the Tour case, which is the super hard, strong case I'm going to show you in a moment. That is noticeably stronger, so that's thicker. There's like a board or something in there, like a piece of plastic. Yeah, it's a bendable piece of plastic that will protect a little bit more. In here we have again the handle and exactly the same as you get with everything, but it's our first angled board. Ta-da! Classic Junior. There we go. It's the angled board version, so very similar. If you've ever seen a Pedaltrain board before, you might recognize this one. Let's move that back down there. This is the smallest of the angled boards. This is the first board you can put a wah pedal on, although it's angled, so now you're angling things twice, which means you could break your ankle doing something like that. So I wouldn't recommend putting a wah pedal on there. You'll probably end up snapping something. However, let's see how many pedals we can fit on it. So we've got a standard Boss pedal that doesn't exist, a Rat, we've got the Line 6 HX Stomp, which has got Velcro on, so it's slipping everywhere. What else we got? Got a TS10. I'm being very, very, very liberal with the spacing here, so you can definitely fit on more pedals than this. There's the Hyperfuzz. What else can I throw on there? Oh yeah, the MD, if I move that to there and be a bit more conservative, there we go. And then if I can fit one more in there, you see? Can I fit the American Geek in there? Yeah, yeah, I can. So hopefully your board, you'll be putting on the Velcro so your HX Stomp doesn't slip around everywhere. But that's a good sized board. I'm really enjoying the size of that board. And that's sort of something that I think I would be using if I was live. The minimum. This is also the first board that we can put the DC factory power supply in, and it will fit underneath. Although this one is not a perfect fit. If I go to this camera, you can't quite see the power there. So the power fits that way, but you need some kind of adapter to adapt it to fit there, because it's too flush. It needs to go there. I'm sure there is an adapter that fits, but that's up for you. You know, you need to go on your own adventure sometimes. Good luck. That's the Classic Junior. I don't have the Classic 1, which is based on the very first ever Pedaltrain board. I do have the Classic 2, and that's a bit different. That comes in the Tour case. All right, now we're talking pro level. This is the Tour case, meaning that this is the one, if you're a touring musician, this is the one you want to buy. So This board inside, the Pedaltrain Classic 2, is also available with a soft case. This is exactly the same soft case as we've seen throughout the video, but bigger, of course, or the correct size, I should say. This one is the tour case. Half expected like a golden glow to come out of that then. It didn't. Again, we've got the same kit that comes with every pedal board. And then we've got the actual board itself. The board is really, really light, so the weight there is in the case. Crikey, that's pretty heavy. That is the sort of case that, as I said, if you're flying with it or you're touring with it, you're going to need one of these. If you are not touring and you're just playing small gigs or you're going on public transport, don't buy this. This would be a mistake. This would be overkill. So that is certainly a very well-made case, but unnecessary unless you're really, really in need to keep your pedals safe. So this is the Classic 2, and to compare it to the Classic Junior, that's the Classic Junior, that's the, hang on, let's put it any other way. That's the Classic Junior, that's the Classic 2. So, and then put them like that, that's how much bigger it is. It's not actually that much bigger, is it? Because it's the same amount of rails, 4 rails, damn, just bigger that way. So you've got space for like, maybe a pedal and a half or another 2 pedals. That's a good sized board. I've changed my mind. I wouldn't take the Junior. I'd probably take that one, but probably not in the hard case. That I fear would be a mistake. So luckily, my, we have another option. The soft case I don't have for the Classic 2, and the flight case, the tour case, is too extreme for my needs. I'm not really flying or touring. I need something I can carry easily, which brings me on to the rucksack soft case. Yeah, there is one. I'll grab it for you. Now this is a thing of beauty. This is the one that I'd be taking because, oh, if Pedaltrain call it, it's not a rucksack, it's the premium soft case with hidden rucksack features. What it means by hidden is on the back you've got this little flap you can open, and then you take out, I mean this is my first time doing it so I'm assuming this works. You take out the rucksack part and then you clip it in down there. Where does that go? Hang on, what's going on here? I see. So no, that's wrong. Aha! So now we have a rather cool rucksack, which is extremely padded. Can you see it in my dark studio? There we go. It's extremely padded. It's got a safety thing here so it doesn't fall off whilst you're carrying your 2 guitars or your guitar and your amp in your hands. That would go on your back, and it fits not just the Classic 2, but quite a number of the Pedaltrain boards. In fact, not just Pedaltrain boards, you can put all kinds of stuff in there. There's 2 pockets on it. That's a big pocket with a lovely zip. Hang on. It's kind of hard to be excited about a zip, but when you can take something this strong, and also it's got like this rainproof sealant, that feels really strong. That means gigging with no problems. And also you can put like a laptop in there and cables and stuff, small child, pets, and you've got another one at the top. So you've got 2 pockets on this one. That's a good bag. A little tip for the younger people watching this. When you get older, you get excited about things like bags. So if you were with me when I got excited about this, then here's the news, you're probably middle-aged. If you thought, it's just a bag, what are you talking about? Give me a distortion pedal or some kind of fuzz, then you're probably young enough to be able to still feel your body in the morning when you get out of bed. It's also got this handle just here. That's the strongest handle I've seen so far on these bags. It's like a kind of bendy but not plastic handle. Rubbery? It's kind of rubbery. And then of course it also comes with a carrying strap. So is that inside? Ah! And then here is the big pocket. Oh yeah, so even that comes with this package of hook loop, and the shoulder strap. Marley and Marley. Yeah, so that Classic 2 will fit in there nicely, like so, with plenty of space for pedals. Let me just check which boards also fit in this. So it also fits the Classic 1, Classic 2, Novo 24, PT Fly, PT1 and PT2. So if you've got one of those boards, you can fit it in this bag. And this is absolutely my favourite bag that we've looked at so far. Oh, I love a good bag, me. Up next is the Novo series, which is this one. And you might notice I've put this pedal controller on there, this true bypass looping thing. Because the Novo series has 5 rails. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because they took the Classic series and added another rail so you can use one of these pedal controllers. Now the More one is quite big, but you also can see that these rails are closer together. So that's the standard size from the other boards I've shown you so far. Now these rails in the Novo series are closer together because of micro pedals, such as this one. So when you put a micro pedal here, you've got that gap there, which means you haven't got a lot of surface area touching what would be a Velcro just there. Sorry, hook loop, love. And then just here, you've got them closer together. That's more cushion for the pushing. No, more space to secure those pedals. And then, much like the Classic series, which is about that big, we've got this extra rail, as I said, for the controller. And that's roughly how big it is. So that's the Novo 18. Let's move up to the next size and see how many pedals we can put on there. There's those lovely zips that Pedaltrain assure me are the best in the world. And so far, I have, as he says, no reason to doubt them. Open zip. Now, flipping that open, again, we've got the thing that comes with everything. This is the Novo 24. We've got the 5 rails again. The bags are getting ridiculously big now. In fact, the bag is heavier than the board itself. Of course, that wouldn't be the case if there were pedals on it. Now, that's the Novo 24. So let's put the Polytune just there. Now, what else we got? We've got the MD200. So that's how big that is. We've got, oh yes. In fact, let's change that. We've got the Crybaby. And I did mention earlier that the Crybaby is angled and so is the pedal board. So you might want to adjust that. And you can with one of the accessories that comes in the Pedaltrain range. It's the pedal booster. Now, you can use this on any of the boards. Let me open it up. And what it is it says sometimes all you need is a little boost. Oh, that's nice. Now, you can use this to flatten one of the pedals out. So they're all angled at the moment. Now, if I open this up gently, there's the booster there. So that booster can either go on this side, up there, to raise that pedal up, and that's now straight because of the angles. So yeah, so that's now straight. So if there was a pedal below it, I can now reach the buttons. Hang on, let's put that camera on. There we go. So now that pedal's straight. If it weren't like that, it would be like this, which would be kind of hard to hit the buttons. With this pedal booster, you can now hit the buttons without hitting the pedal underneath it. You can also use this to flatten out your wah. So now I have a wah pedal that is flat and therefore not breaking my ankle as I try and bend it. There we go. So, I mean, I might use it for that. I don't know. It's probably a waste using it for that. But what else have we got in this bag? Box. Oh, there's 2. Okay. Oh, wait. There is a wah one. Wah one. I was using the wrong size. There, put that one there. And now you've got a flat wah. Okay, now that I would use. That's really cool. All right. I'm sold on the pedal boosters. The Pedaltrain pedal boosters. Then you've got 3 sizes, and then to attach them, you can either Velcro them, which I'm told most people do, or you can use these screws that will, you drill a little hole and then drill that into your board. So, like so. Or is it like so? Or like that. Okay, that's pretty cool. So then you can raise up these pedals. Man, pedal boards can be complicated. Okay, so enough of the pedal booster. You can use that on any of the boards I've shown you because the angle is correct with the angled boards. Or I suppose you could put an angle by placing it that way on a straight board. Or that way, facing away from you. Either way, these fit the Pedaltrain boards because they're made by Pedaltrain. Regarding the size of the Novo 24, there, I can do that. I need another pedal. Where's my pedals? American Geek. There we go. So there we go. And that on there. So now we're talking serious real estate. I could even put the more. Where is it? There it is. Stick that down there. Now this is what I would call, don't flame me, a large-ish board. Large board. Is that fair to say? There's quite a few pedals on there. I'd do well with that size board. The thing is, the bigger these pedal boards are getting, the more I'm saying, yeah, I'd take that one because then I can put more pedals on it. But I'd have to use something, either this or one like this. Is bigger better? I don't know. But let's find out by going bigger. The next size up is the one that you've been kind of staring at the whole video. It's this one in this box here, the the upside down Pro FX SC. Now we all know that SC means soft case. Let's open it up and take a look. Really big soft case, same handles, same quality zips, same front pocket, which is the biggest pocket we've had so far, I think. Not the deepest, but the most area. And then inside is the hook loop love plus the shoulder strap. That makes a lot of sense for them to just put this in every one because then there's no board without it, and also, you know, at the factory that's easier to do. Just put one in every box or every soft case. Now this is the Pro FX, which is a chopped version of the Classic Pro, meaning that this is designed for people with multi-effects. So a Helix, for example, would fit on here. I don't have a Helix, but a Helix would fit on there. And also you've got some space at the top. Let's turn that camera on. So Helix would fit there. You've got some space at the top for a few extra pedals. So your Helix would be about so big. And then you've got space here for a few extras or another expression pedal. The point being is this one is flat. It's not angled, but you do have space underneath for a small power supply. So that small one I was using, that would fit under. So it's kind of like a combination of the Nano series and the Classic series. It's like a half-breed Classic Nano, but they've called it the what's it called? The Pro FX. Yeah, the Pro FX. I've got it upside down. Hang on. There we go. So yeah, it comes in the soft case. So if you're using a multi-effects system, that might be the one for you. That's the one I'd recommend for sure. Believe it or not, that's not even the biggest board. I've got one more to go, and it's not even the biggest in the Pedaltrain series. After this next one, I'm going to build a board and show you something a little bit colourful. Okay. Remember the tour case that I showed you earlier? That big thing? This is even bigger. This one is so big, it's got wheels on it. So there are the wheels. Well, there's the case. It's got wheels just there. It's got rubber feet on the bottom there. This is a serious pedal board case. This is one that has it got a... Hang on. It hasn't got one of those retractable handles, but even I could pull that along because it's so tall. It is, as you can probably gather, quite heavy. And I've opened it around the wrong way. Damn. Okay, hang on. Okay. Normally I just do guitars, and this is heavier than some of the amps in this room. It is a serious, serious piece of kit. But thankfully, the board inside is not that heavy. The weight is purely 𝗕𝗢𝗙𝗢𝗑, cable ties. The weight is purely to protect your beautiful pedals. So there's the board. This is the Novo 32. Whew. So it is the biggest board I have here. It is not the biggest board that Pedaltrain do. The Novo 32 is 32 inches. So that's, in case you haven't guessed, that's where the name comes from. The one above this is the 𝗕𝗢𝗔𝗥, and that's 42 inches. And that's insane. So that's another 10 inches on the side. I'm not exactly sure how big 10 inches is, but it's quite big. Another 25.4 centimeters. There we go. So, to show you the size of this one, there's the American Geek. Kind of looks a little bit tiny now. And there's the MD200. Whoa, slippery. Here's the Tube Screamer TS10. There's the Boss Centaur CT3. So that's a Boss Compact that doesn't exist. FZ2. Proco Rat. Yeah, so there's a lot of space. There's a space for a Helix. There's a space for all kinds of things. The problem with having like a Helix on there, in fact, if you've got a Proco Rat, that fits in between the rails. That's nice. Ah, but that's sticking up. If you've got some kind of multi-effects, then you're going to need to raise it up with that riser that I showed you earlier, the booster, because it's angled. And if you're using an expression pedal, you're angling twice. Again, breaking your ankles. So this one, you can absolutely use a pedal controller. This one, for example, just down here. You've got so much space for activities. I can fit all those pedals across there with no issue whatsoever. You can fit a bunch of Strymon pedals if that's your bag. What else have I got? You could even put the power supply on top on this one. You wouldn't need to, because of course you can fit it underneath because it's angled, but you could put it on top if you're feeling fancy. Now, I could put some of those pedal boards on this pedal board. So I don't have all of the range because that would be ridiculous, and you don't need to see all of the range because you can kind of guess what else is going on. There's a few models I haven't shown you, but that's the biggest one I have in that massive tour case. That is a serious pedal board that I hope I never need, if you know what I mean. I hope I don't have to go bigger than the Classic 2. That's kind of my aim, because I think anything else is going to be just silly. But if you're in a studio, yeah, that would be cool in a studio, but then you wouldn't need the tour case. So don't forget, everything also has the option of a soft case. Man, you're going to have some serious pedals if you need a board this big. Some of you are laughing at me, actually, because you're thinking, that's not a big board. To me, that's a big board. Or is it? Anyway, I'm going to take a little break, then I'm going to come back. We're going to build one of these pedal boards, not this one, probably the Classic 2. Classic 2? Probably the Classic 2, so I can fit it in that rucksack. And I'll show you how you can fit all the cables underneath, how you can use the hook loop love, and how to fit one of these DC factory car Martins underneath with the mounting kit. But first, I'm going to take a little break and pack this away. Alright, I am coffeed up, I am ready to build a pedal board. But before I do, let's talk about hook loop love. What is hook loop love? Well, this is. You might know it as Velcro, but Velcro is a trademark name, and this is the Pedaltrain version. It's really strong. It's very, very colourful. You might notice that we've got white here, not just the black that comes in all the boards. So here's the hook loop love that comes with the Classic 2, which is in there. And then we've got this one, bright orange. Ta-da! We've got this one, bright blue. Ta-da! We've got this one, bright green. Ta-da! And we've got this one. Ta-da! Bright pink. So you can use all these different colours, I'm going to look at pink, to customize and colorize your board. But what's more than that is that when you buy Hook Loop Love, Pedaltrain and the company behind Hook Loop Love make a donation to a charity. And if you want more information about what they do with the charity money, you can look on the website, on the Pedaltrain website. There's, of course, links down there. And they do some really, really good things with that money. And yeah, so not only are you getting good stuff that's colorful, you're putting your money in a good place as well. All right, let's use some of it to make a pedal board. This is the classic 2 board that I was talking about earlier. I'm going to put in 1 row of orange, 1 blue, 1 pink, and 1 green, because I can. Now that is one colourful looking board. Look at that. I'm proud of that. I don't know what the colour scheme's called, but we're going to call it Summertime Graffiti. Oh, that's awful. I definitely shouldn't go into naming products. Maybe, yeah, if the money's right. Anyway, time to put some pedals on this. And in fact, no. Time to put the power supply on first before I attach the pedals. See? Thinking, dancing, thinking, dancing. As I mentioned earlier, I'm using the Carl Martin DC Factory, and this fits these little brackets that you can get, also from Pedaltrain. These are the PT Voodoo Lab ones, so they're made for Voodoo Labs, but this DC Factory is the correct dimension, so it's got these little screws in it. If you don't have a power supply that is compatible, there are also universal holders or brackets. They look like this, and they've got some sort of universal thing that you can screw onto the Pedaltrain board, and then you can Velcro the power supply onto that. So it's perfectly safe. It's just Velcroed from underneath, and that stops it from falling off the bottom. But as the DC Factory fits the Voodoo Lab style ones, I'm going to use the Voodoo Lab ones. There we go, that's the mounting brackets attached to the power supply. Now I've got this drill because I'm going to be drilling some holes in the Pedaltrain board. I'm going to mark them slightly. I'm also going to put this power supply in the middle, and then if I do need to fit other power supplies, of course, I can just fit them on the sides, or I can unscrew these screws. So the idea is that the power cable goes through the back just here. So let's do that. Okay, there we go. A little bit of drilling, a little bit of screwing, and we're done. I almost dropped my screwdriver then, so let's just tap that off. Get all the swarf off there. And we have one Pedaltrain Classic 2 with an attached Carl Martin DC Factory with no extra holes. Now I know what you're wondering. You're wondering, which pedals am I going to put on here? Well, let's speed up the video and you'll find out. I just noticed the screws on the wah pedal can be put through on this pedal riser. So this pedal booster, sorry. So you can, that's amazing. So the pedal booster can be used to attach a wah because it's got the screw holes on it. That's awesome. That's brilliant. Look at that. That wah's not going anywhere. I'm really, really pleased with that. And it's also flat because I've got the booster. Really pleased. I've never had that before. Bit overexcited about a wah pedal there, but that's really cool. Okay, it's finished. It's not cabled up, of course, because I'm not going to put you to the pain of watching me cut some cables and do all that. But I think this is a very, very versatile board. Well, for me anyway. I've got the Crybaby wah, the Animalizer Big Muff, very versatile, very flexible fuzz that you can do all kinds of Big Muff stuff with. I've got the Tumnus from OnePlus for my sort of clon style overdrive, a tuner. I've got the Antares Overdrive, which is kind of SD1 tube screamy sort of stuff with a clean blend. Got the Angry Rhubarb from Red Beard Effects, which is a paradynamic overdrive, so we can go super hard or we can go super soft or a mixture of both. The Superfuzz SF300 from Behringer, because why not? Because I've got a fuzz here, but that fuzz, in fact, that fuzz might need to be routed before or near the wah, but that's for funny stuff. MD200 for some modulation. Ocean's 11, one of my favorite affordable small-sized reverbs. Not forgetting, of course, the big white pedal here, the L6 Mark II pedal controller for more, which is my looping thing. So not for looping. In fact, I need a looper on there. So I need, where's my, I've got a 𝗕𝗢𝗥𝗘 somewhere. I don't know where that is. Oh dear. So there should be a 𝗕𝗢𝗥𝗘 on this board as well. The tumnus is hiding just under me, but that's my board. And I'll stand by it. So we've got the DC Factory on the back, and if I turn it around, it's not light anymore, but it certainly isn't that heavy. So there we go. That's the Pedaltrain Classic 2 with a selection of some of my pedals on it. I think that's a pretty good rig. So that's it. It's almost the entire range of Pedaltrain boards. It's most of the ones. The big difference is I didn't do the 𝗕𝗢𝗔𝗥𝗘, as I said, because that's a 𝗕𝗢𝗙𝗢𝗑 board that I just don't think there's a point in me having that on there. Go and have a look at all the range on the pedaltrain.com website. There's a link down there. If you still don't know which board you need to buy, you can go to the Pedaltrain app. So there's an app for your phone, and you can choose the different boards and choose quite a big selection of actual pedals and then place them on the board. I made one and it looks like this, and it's a lot of fun just to dream about pedals and also to actually define what board you need. I thought this board was going to be big enough for me, but now having put the controller on there, the loop station thingy, I think I might need to go a little bit bigger, maybe a Classic 3 maybe, or the 𝗕𝗢𝗥𝗘. I don't know. Anyway, that is my overview, a very long overview, but hopefully detailed overview of the Pedaltrain range from 2021 onwards. If you've made it this far in the video, you've done exceedingly well. Congratulations, you are now part of the End of the Video Club. To prove that you are in this prestigious, elite, membership-only club, when you leave your comment down there telling me which board you would choose or which one you'd like to have, please also include the phrase hook, loop, love, and that'll let me know that you saw this part of the video. Sweet. So once again, thanks to Pedaltrain and to Face Distribution for sending out all these boards and for sponsoring the video. If you want to see more from me, more guitar-y things, there are videos just over there for you. Otherwise, the thumbs up button so more people get to see this, and I will see you in the future sometime. Let's be friends. Cheers, bye!